So welcome you all. I was a bit occupied in the meeting, but so as far as the last two lectures are concerned, we try to understand the basics of the measurement and instrumentation, and at the same time, we also try to uh, classify the measurement and instrumentation. We also saw the definition of instrumentation, instruments, measurement, and followed by that, we are also supposed to see the electromechanical instruments, the types of electromechanical instruments, and the different kind of method by which you can measure the voltage, current, uh, resistance. Okay. At the later section, we will also see the power and energy measurement. Okay, power factor measurement. So all this we will discuss one by one. So in continuation to last lecture we have seen that how PMMC method works and why it is so suitable, so accurate for the measurement of a DC signals, particularly the DC voltage and DC current. And that is the reason why it considered as a secondary standard for the calibration of the field devices which are supposed to be used for measuring the different electrical parameters, right? So in today we will see the various applications of the PMMC and how the limitations of the PMMC can be overruled, and that particular limitation um, can be, as I said, overruled. That means can be removed without compromising the quality of the instrument. What is the quality? It gives very high accurate results because the response, that is the deflection, angular displacement theta, is absolutely directly proportional to the variation in current. That was the best advantage of that particular instrument. Other than that, because of its structural design, mechanical design, it is free from the hysteresis loss. It can give you the angular displacement more than 270 degree, okay, which is quite phenomenal as far as any analog instruments are concerned. And it can be used as I said, that a secondary instruments for the calibration purpose also. Okay, but though it has some certain limitations. So the limitation is that it offers you very short range of very thin range of measurement of current, that is maybe few amount of microampere to hundreds of milliampere, 10 microampere to 100 milliampere roughly. So therefore, if your battery is supposed to, let's say, provide you a 1 ampere DC supply current or 2 ampere DC, or if your standard supply at your home or in your day-to-day life in office like environment where you see provides your standard 5 ampere AC signal. So in how we can feed those inputs, or how we can increase the range of these inputs, that is the thing. So for that, the way back, Itron has suggested one shunt approach. That means by applying shunting values, you can increase the range of the measurement of the PMMC without compromising the quality of the measurement, okay, or accuracy of the measurement. That's why this phenomena is also known as, sometimes to be more popularly known as universal shunt. So that is the reason which give you very reliable measurement of the current and voltages. So a lot of credit goes to this gentleman. So you see what approach has been used, that you are going to increase the range of the measurement as far as the meter current is concerned by n times. So n is some integer value, and what is Im? So Im is nothing but it is the amount of current which is actually allowed to pass through the instrument. Okay, that is the PMMC instrument which is under the measurement, which is used to measure that current or the voltage. So let's say for the current, we will take an example first. So I am assuming that, let's say, that meter current is Im, and the total amount of current which is passing through your conducting path is I, whereas I is equal to n times of Im. So therefore, what will happen to pursue that, I need a shunt resistance, as I've been told you in the last class. So if you will apply a shunt resistance across that particular meter, because remember you are measuring the current. So resistance is always measured across the ammeter. Okay. So if you will apply that particular shunt resistance, so what will happen out of the I amount of current, I minus Im, let's say that is the ISH, shunt current. So that shunt current, which is much more larger than that of the Im, magnitude of Im, will bypass through this particular shunt resistance. And the relation between this shunt resistance and meter resistance is governed by this standard formulations. Okay, by n minus 1 times. Why so? Because this entire meter resistance is divided, is sum of the n times of meter resistance is nothing but it is equal to the value of your total resistance, okay, offered by the current. Similarly, so the n times of Im, that means summation of n times of Im, 0 to n of Im is nothing but it is equal to I. Yeah. So try to see this particular demonstration. A shunt circuit is mentioned. Now I hope that it will be more, picture is more clear. Im is the amount of meter current which is passing through the PMMC instrument, okay, which is used for measuring the current. So that means right now I am using PMMC. I am trying to use PMMC as a ammeter, right? A DC ammeter. Fine. So let's say Im is the amount of current which is passing through the meter. ISH, which is equal to I minus Im, which is passing through this summation of the resistance. That means this, what is this? This is nothing but the rheostat circuit. You might have seen in your first semester lab. Okay, so in the first year basic electrical circuits and basic electronic labs, so rheostat is nothing but it's a variable resistance. So it is nothing but it is a summation of n number of resistances. So by changing the position of the values, okay, you can increase the value of resistance or you can decrease the value of resistance. Accordingly, the value of I minus Im is supposed to be influencing. Okay, so once I minus Im is increasing, that means total Im is decreasing. I minus Im is nothing but it is the shunt current, ISH. So if it is increasing, Im is decreasing. If we want to increase the little bit value of Im, then accordingly ISH should have to be compromised. So this is the typical arrangement we have done. That means what? RSH, for example, in this demonstration, for our easy understanding, we consider only three values, RA, RB and RC. So your RSH is nothing but the summation of the three resistance. So therefore RSH, what condition it should lie? It should be Rm minus n minus 1, right? So if you will apply that, can you be able to find out that unknown value of resistance? Yes. Say for example, if it is RC, I can be able to find out the value of RC in terms of I3, which is known to me Im, RSH and Rm. All the values are known, so accordingly you can find out the value of RC. So it's in the similar way you can work out the value of Ra and Rb as well. Okay, so that's how we use PMMC as an ammeter, as a DC ammeter. Can we use it as a DC voltmeter? Yes, because it is a standard instrument which is available by default to use as a voltmeter. So in voltmeter, what you have to do? You have to apply now some series resistance, right? So let's say that series resistance value is R subscript S. So that resistance is applied in series to your meter so that it can value, it can resist, or it can, other words, it can control the flow of current. It can limit the flow of current through the D Arsenal meter, okay, which is under the measurement to find out the maximum value of full scale deflection current. Okay, so if you will do so, in that case, can I find out my sensitivity? Yes, it is 1 upon the resistance. So it is basically your resistance, sorry, current, full scale current is volt per ohm. So sensitivity will be 1 upon full scale ohm. Okay, because full scale current is basically input, current is the input, and the PMMC is a current sensitive device. The sensitivity you can find out the reciprocal of the parameter, that is 1 upon IFS. That means certain amount of ohms per volt. Yeah. So some questions are numerical questions are given. Because of shortage of time, I'm skipping it. Go through it. It's a very simple problems. You can work it. Now, for today's assignment, take the first problem, that what is loading effect? What is the loading effect and how it affects the sensitivity of the voltmeter? Clear? What is the loading effect and how it affects the sensitivity of the voltmeter? Clear? Okay. So if you have considered the voltmeter, then as we said that if you are going to apply some resistance over here, and you are going to use a voltmeter for the measurement. So if you are going to use the measure the voltage across this PMMC instrument, what you will do, you will apply that voltmeter across, right? You will apply the voltmeter across here. So when you will apply a voltmeter across here, now you understand that voltmeter also have a certain resistance. Yes or no? Yes. So if that voltmeter has a certain resistance, your PMMC is also has a certain resistance, meter resistance. Let us assume, for my understanding point of view, I am assuming that RB, R subscript to BV, is the amount of resistance introduced by the voltmeter, and RM is the amount of meter PMMC meter resistance. Right? So whenever you are going to use a voltmeter across any particular circuit or a component, what will happen, that voltmeter itself, whenever you are supposed to use PMMC as a voltmeter, now that PMMC is itself introducing a certain resistance, what we call RM. Now this Rm will be in parallel to the circuit resistance or the component resistance or the device resistance. So once the two resistances are in parallel, what will happen? It's a very common thing. You know that the overall equivalent resistance will decrease. Now because overall equivalent value of the resistance is decreases, and the amount of voltage carrying capacity is always find out by the amount of resistance. If resistance is decreasing, voltage carrying capacity is decreasing. If resistance is increasing, the voltage carrying capacity is also increases. So therefore, because the equivalent resistance has gone down, so therefore now the meter will measure the lesser amount of, it will have a lesser amount of impact of the resistance than that of the original value of the resistance before introducing meter, that means PMMC meter, to measure the voltage as an voltage voltmeter device. So therefore, because resistance is decreasing, now what voltage you will be supposed to measure by your PMMC device will be always lesser than that of what the actual value is well before connecting PMMC as a voltmeter for the measurement purpose. I hope that you understand this. Okay, so therefore, this is called the loading effect, because of the voltage. Okay, a load has been applied, and because of that, the resistance is decreased, and that is why the voltage value, the voltage under the measurement is decreases. What, as compared to what actually it should have. You can practically do this experiment even at your home also. Okay. Now, can we neglect it? Yes, it can be neglected by introducing very high sensitive voltmeters. Okay, very good quality voltmeters made of a very high standard use materials as per the specification. But the certain amount of loading effect will be always there, and this resulting error is called the loading error. Okay, that's how it affects the sensitivity of the voltmeter. Now, let us take a hypothetical condition. Okay, this is one again an example. I would advise that go through this example. Okay, and answers are there. Try to solve it. If you have any doubt, then you can come up and discuss. Very, 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 very good problem. Okay, errors in voltmeter. So because the two conditions are given, RA is equal to 25 kilo ohm, RB is equal to 5 kilo ohm. Okay, so what if the meter is connected across RA? What if the meter is connected to RB, and the error in the voltmeter? Okay, because remember RB is lesser than the RA. Okay, so you see when the RA is high, voltmeter error is high, and when RB, when you apply the B, the voltmeter B, then its value is error is less. So it's a very, very, very important problem. Try to go through it. Let me proceed further. I would say that if voltmeter is experiencing some error which is called loading effect, can the emitter is also experiencing some errors or not? Yes, it is, because whenever you are going to measure the current, you measure the current with the help of device what we call emitter. Now let us assume that I want to use my PMMC device as a emitter rather than as a voltmeter. So if I want to use my PMMC device as an emitter, what I need to do? I need to apply my measuring device in series under the measurement, right? So whenever you insert an emitter in the circuit in series, so what will happen? Now this meter has a certain amount of resistance. What is the value? Rm. So that means whenever you are connecting PMMC in series in the circuit under the measurement, so because of this additional device emitter, it introduces RM amount of resistance into the circuit in series. So what will happen? You are basically increasing the circuit resistance than that of the actual circuit resistance. Now the overall resistance, equivalent resistance has increases by the Rm amount of factor. So therefore, it will forcefully reduce the amount of current that can flow through the circuit. Now this error caused depending on the meter configuration, okay, that is the value of the resistance of the original circuit before connecting the meter and the value of resistance of the ammeter. The difference of these two will give the error. This is called the insertion error. So because of ammeter, what error is being introduced, that is called insertion effect. Because of voltmeter, what error has been introduced, what changes is experienced by the device, that is called the loading effect. Okay. Again, the same problem I would say repeat and try to experience it. Now let's say we consider that there is a high range emitter and there is a low range emitter. What is high range emitter? That means the emitter can use measure a very wide range of current. So original PMMC can measure only 10 microampere to 100 milliampere. I want to use till 1 ampere. So that means I have to increase the factor by 10 raised to 3 times. So this is called your high range emitter. Okay. And when I want to use a low range emitter, that means PMMC itself as a device to measure a low range amount of current, very restricted range amount of current, very narrow range amount of current. That is low range emitter. So remember in low range emitter, what will happen? The internal resistance of the emitter is high, and whenever I want to increase the emitter range, so that means I want to allow more current to pass through the emitter. That is only possible if by using some configuration, some modification, I shall be able to manage to reduce the internal resistance of the emitter. Okay, so that is how what we do the high range and low range emitters. Here, for an example, we will take a demonstration over here. Let's say initially we says that there is a supply and there is a resistance R1. So what is the amount of circuit current is flowing through? Okay, some subscription IE is mentioned, expected current, IE stands for. So whatever is, let's say that IE is equal to E by R1. Now, when I connected a meter, PMMC meter in the same line, now what will happen? Now meter current I will get because this current is changed. So modified current is IM, which is equal to E by R1 plus RM. Whenever I apply the ammeter in series. So can I find out the insertion error? Yes, insertion error is 1 minus Im upon Ie. So what is the ratio of Im upon Ie? So Im upon Ie is equal to R1 plus upon R1 plus Rm. Remember, your denominator factor is high. So if the denominator factor is high, so that means the ratio of Im by Ie is always lesser than 1. Okay, so this will give you the positive amount of insertion error. What do you mean by positive amount? That means there will be definitely some insertion error whenever you introduce a PMMC device or whenever you connect an emitter to measure the current. Okay, but you can reduce it, but you cannot make it zero. Yeah, so there is a problem is given based on this insertion error. Apply the Thevenin's equivalent circuit to simplify the network. You know the Thevenin's equivalent circuit, and for that using that you try to solve this problem. It's very good application. Try to see it. Now, we'll go through the last application. We measure the voltage, we measure the current. We also increase the range of voltage measurement. We also able to increase the range of a meter. We also able to increase the range of voltmeter using the PMMC device. Now I wanted to use the PMMC device for measurement of resistance. Can I do it? Yes, you can do it because you know the meter resistance. So the unknown value of resistance can be find out. Let's say that unknown value of resistance is RZ. Now this RZ I can classify. Okay, and RZ is you can say it's not unknown resistance. I'm sorry. Let's say it's a variable resistance, another rheostat resistance. Okay, so your rheostat resistance RZ is divided as an example into 10 factor by the ratio of 1 upon 10. You can make it 1 upon 100 also. So what you will get? You will get from 0.01 RZ to 0.99 RZ. Okay, so whether if you get the factor of 10 or 100, let's say I'm here considering the factor of 10. So your total now the full scale deflection current will be E upon RZ plus RM. Now you see the position x and y. Now between x and y, you connect that particular meter, okay, or that particular resistance which you want to measure, okay, whose resistance you wanted to measure. So let's say that value is x, some Rx value. So when you apply this particular Rx value, and if I will give you this formulation, can I able to find it? Yes. Now the circuit current will be how much? It is E upon Rz plus Rm plus Rx. Now you know the Rz, you know the Rm, you know the E. So can I work it out? Okay, yes, because the full scale deflection current is already known. E upon Rz plus Rm. I, which is known, E is already known, Rz by Rm is already known. So what is left? Rx. So if you will modify this equation, Rx is the only content which is unknown. So obviously I hope that you will be able to find it. That's how we can find out the unknown value of resistance. Okay? This experiment I think you have also done during your basic electrical or electronic applications. Okay? And that is how you can use a D-Arsenal meter, electromechanical type moving meter, one of the method, that is, or in other words more popularly known as permanent magnet moving coil, uh, as far as the different applications are concerned, for the measurement of voltage, for the measurement of current, to increase the range of voltage measurement, to increase the range of current measurement, and also to measure the unknown value of resistance. Okay, be noted down, it's a current sensitive device. Okay, so whenever you are going to use uh, measure the current, large amount of current, then you have to provide a shunt resistance to keep the meter safe. It has to be, and but it will, whenever you are going to use PMMC device as an ammeter, it will always introduce a error that is called the insertion effect. Whenever you are going to use it as for the measurement of voltage as a voltmeter, it always introduce a error that is called loading effect. Okay, you can also increase the range of voltage measurement by introducing the universal shunt. Okay, I mean multiplier, okay, multiplier and universal shunt. Okay, you can also measure the resistance. So these are the different applications. I hope that it makes sense to you. And with this, from the next time, we will be able to uh, discuss the new topic, that is the moving iron type instrument. We'll see that what is the limitations. Can anybody say what is the ultimate limitation of this particular measurement, even if it is so accurate that you can use it for the purpose of what you called um, secondary standard device for the calibration purpose. The most distinguished, the biggest limitation is that if you see your day-to-day life, all the supplies are right now available in the AC supply. So AC supply, that means what? It is basically a RMS value, or in other words, we also call true RMS value, right? So your RMS supply is there, but what current you are getting, 5 ampere current or 230 volt, both are actually the RMS value, and you cannot measure this RMS value because you know, because of the typical configuration of the PMMC, it will always give you the zero of the average value, average of, for one cycle, voltage average will be zero, and for one sinusoidal cycle, current average will also zero. So that is the biggest limitation. So that limitation we will try to move using some different scheme that is called the moving iron method. So in the very next lecture, we will be supposed to discuss the moving iron method. Okay? Till then, if you have any doubt, you can discuss with me, or I will disperse your class. Any doubt? No doubt you have, right?